And it's hard to imagine when the lights come up, I kisses overdue, but it doesn't stress me out, 'cause there's a million more here, just like you, not worrying aloud, just looking for something new with trendy haircuts and money all being spent.
They were like the main three songs we had written.
Yeah, at the time they were like the first like 3 tracks that were like the 3 strongest tracks.
They were the first 3 songs we wrote, so I think it made sense because we'd spent the most time perfecting them, and then the other ones we had would sort of just
they were only
had
like
them in embryonic form.
they were only like sort of under construction, whereas now we would have like a lot more to choose from. If we were to record an EP now, it would be like a bigger pool to choose from, I'd probably say.
Yeah, and I do think they were our best songs as well. Like they'd be the ones that would be the staples of our live set. We played them at pretty much every gig, so, and then in addition, obviously, we practiced them a lot more because of that. So I think it just made sense. They chose themselves really.
Kind of like a yes or no question, because basically the sort of live music is mostly what people would be looking for, more TV dance music and things like that. We're sort of a wee bit sort of straying away from that, but we do try to sort of give people, you know, dancing to something at least. You know what I mean? Like we don't like to write anything that's too heavy that that people would be like, don't know about that. So basically, but I think it does appeal as far as personal taste. If you go into, you know, bar for playing, you know, like an EP or just any general bands or whatever, you know what I mean, and you just generally have a taste for their music, then, you know what I mean, it's appealing to you. But I think as well, because they like to go out and dance, you know, in clubs and stuff like that, there it's kind of like a balance between the two.
It's like the likes like the nightclubs, like Box nightclub and stuff. I think they're sort of killing it a wee bit in terms of the live music scene, because trying to get people, like when we play like King's Head and stuff, it's hard to get a lot of people there, because a lot of people just want to go out and listen to like the tiny tempo on repeat, you know what I mean?
But I think at the same time, personally, I would say the local music scene here is quite strong, because where I'm from in London, there might be 100, 200 live gigs on any given night at various bars dripped around the place. And people just won't turn up because there's so much choice, whereas if we play a gig in the King's Head, it might be the only live gig with local bands on that night, so more people are going to come. Yeah. So I think that helps create a sort of quite an introverted but still a very strong focus.
Yeah.
And we kind of came up with the slogan, it's time to put
right back on the dance floor. That's our slogan. Me and Ryan sort of, we did a competition in the Trinity Lodge called the T Factor.
And me.
Jack did as well.
That was sort of about, what was it, a year or 2 back, and we didn't actually talk until maybe about a year later when he was doing
a different competition called Gotta Sing that my sister ran, and his like a girl he knew was in it, and he was playing a bit of guitar for them, and we just got the idea of a band, and then
well, me and Ryan used to be in a band before Low Life, which never really happened. But so we kind of wanted to give the whole band thing another go, and then knew a singer, the old guy who was with us.
Seemed like the right, because like I said to him, and then he said, "Oh, if we're already got a bassist," and then. Or we had a drummer before when I moved to Dublin, and then he's just in a couple of months, and Ryan and Michael needs her, so it was all pretty like well placed to begin that band, you know.
It was all through Ryan.
He's the beginner.
Sort of well, me and Jack have pretty much been doing it since the very start, really.
Yeah. About 3 years now.
3 years, that's right.
Since I moved over.
That's right. You're cutting funny, I think.
Just someone that like enjoys the music. You know, people play, like we found like some people saying like, oh, you guys are dead entertaining and stuff, and but they're saying you guys you're good to watch and stuff. But like someone that actually like that we've had said is like someone that like those tunes are class. You know, like someone that gets it. It's just the songs that like we write. They're just trying to portray a certain message in every tune, and when people get that, you're sort of going like, wow, this is something you want, like listening to your songs.
I think also someone who gives you constructive criticism.
Yeah.
We're just obviously starting out, so we don't really know what we're doing. if someone can come and say, oh, hey, I really like that, but you could do this a little better, or I think this would really work, then that's great as well. You know, anything that'll help us. It's not just about, you know, saying we're brilliant all the time, because there's always ways you can improve. Anyone who helps us.
So, yeah. It has to be. Well, Student Union.
Yeah. Probably the best one. Yeah.
Well, this is sort of like a two-parter. We played a gig just before Christmas, and we got 3 out of it in Black Box for an altercation with a soundman.
Good word.
But for the right musical reasons, it was definitely Union for me. Like,
Yeah.
Union, like we played Student Junior EP Longs, and it was incredible. But
I loved it as well, because like since I moved over here, I went to uni there. It's sort of been like my second home. Been going there like nearly every week, so it was great. Been to a few great gigs there as well, so it was amazing to actually go and play there.
and headline as well.
Yeah.
But that was it. But we're not allowed back in Black Box.
Just to make that clear, like. I think we've all sort of different opinions on that.
Yeah, I think I'm barely me out of that one.
We've all got like different musical tastes, and some people, like we not that we're completely different, but we've got different inspirations. But I think that works well because you can fuse them together. It's not like a clash or anything.
No,
Yeah, it's exactly like when I was younger. I started listening to music. It was always like Liam Gallagher for me. I was just like Liam Gallagher blew me away, and I was I want to be like Liam Gallagher. And then other sort of thing, and then I started discovering like obviously the Arctic Monkeys, got the hoodie on, and Pulp and bands like that. It was just sort of going like all different. But for me, beginning, it was definitely Liam Gallagher. It's like I want to be like Liam Gallagher.
For me personally, like I'm sort of into the sort of old school rock, and basically like I would just sort of watch videos and see documentaries about them and what they've done, and you know what I mean, especially when I started out playing guitar, I've seen them playing on stage going, God, they make that look so easy, like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And things like that there, and kind of where I get sort of like riffs and sounds from and stuff, I kind of like to think back to really, really old school bands where, you know what I mean, they didn't use an awful lot, they were quite, you know, raw and, you know what I mean, like that there, and I just thought, you don't hear that anymore, you know what I mean, so I just thought, I'll try it anyway, to put that sort of sound back in there, you know what I mean, like it's, you know what I mean, like rock's pretty much dying out, and I know it's probably not the only person who said this, like, but, you know, we want to keep some essence of it alive.
For me, my biggest influence would be sort of the Ramones and the whole punk movement in general. This ethos that you don't necessarily need to be a fantastic musician to make great music. That was certainly what inspired me to first play an instrument in the first place. And you know, I'm completely self-taught. I haven't had a formal lesson, and I know that I'm not saying that that's the best way to go, because there's probably elements that I could definitely improve on. But the fact that we can still make good music like in that way, I think is a good way to prove that anyone can do it if they have the motivation.
And the motivation.
I would probably be the more skater boy.
Yeah.
I kind of like music from the new, well, I would say our generation now, but in the 30 Seconds to Mars and Paramore and Avril Lavigne. And just kind of music that's a bit more raw and stripped down at the same time as well. But having that skater boy image too.
Hard to hear.